this and put this on. Yeah. Hey everybody, and welcome back. I am the official co-streaming partner of this Wired Direct, so I'm pretty excited about this. You're going to see a lot of indie games, a lot of indie trailers, announcements, things that have been worked on and still have some time to cook, but we're going to see some of those. How do I see my chat though? Oh, is there any way to pull it up here too? Just so I can see if anybody's talking to me. That's okay. Yeah. Just trying to pull up the chat so I can see if anybody's feeling chatty this afternoon. Ooh, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Super hype. Oh, I see everybody. Now I see you guys. Now I see the chat. Hi, everybody. Hi, Al, Robocop, Dusty, Leon, Cyber. Thank you guys for joining me.
Oh, we're live. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Wired Direct 2024 Showcase. It's a yearly presentation where Wired and their development partners lift the lid on just some of the stuff they've been working on over the last year or so. We've got loads of gameplay reveals, world premieres, in-depth interviews with some of the developers, and just loads more. But one thing's for sure, it's chock full of stuff, and we want to just get straight into it. So we better get a move on.
This is Gory Cuddly Carnage.
Ooh, warning.
There were cats. Innocent little animals, loved by all. But I guess shit changes. On August 29th, 2024,
Gory.
good versus bad.
Dang, does not like unicorns. This is super gory.
So don't be a pussy, cat. Paint the town red with blood as you unleash devastating moves. Power slide, grind, and
Oh, it's like a pro skater type of game too. That's interesting. Just use your skateboard to like beat the shit out of unicorns.
shoot while you do it.
Wish list now.
Well, holy fuck. I'm going to be singing that song in my sleep. Now, a little unknown fact, we tried to get Blink-182 to record a version of their hit song Unfurline This. But
Yeah, that's an insane trailer to start with,
Gory
right?
Cuddly Carnage
Just
is
immediately go
available
into the
to
blood.
download on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and my favorite Nintendo Switch. And you can pre-order right now on Xbox, PlayStation, and even smash your paws right now on Steam.
I know what you're thinking, and it's what kind of maniac would envision this type of game? Well, hey, good news, viewers, because we've got Angry Demon Studios joining us right now to give us a little look into their frankly twisted minds. Well, the Angry Demon Studio maniacs responsible for that trailer that we just saw. Thanks
The
for joining us all
perfect
the way
pet.
from Sweden, although with the internet doesn't really matter where you are in the world these days, does it? To be honest, let's imagine that somebody has just stumbled into this trailer and they've got no idea what the hell. I mean, I know the game, and I was still like, oh my. What kind
Yeah.
of gameplay experience is a game like
All right, I
Glory
got it.
offering to the folks at home?
Is that better?
Well, that is a very big question because it offers a lot of different types of just gameplay or just things overall. I think we have like three major pillars to the game, which is combat. That is something we spend a lot of time on getting, really good. And then there are the cutscenes, and introductions and just making it feel cinematic and cool. And the third one, I think I've forgotten because I am the lead designer.
I know.
Oh,
It's
racing.
one
Yeah,
of them.
racing is one. Thank you. But yeah, so basically, there is racing, but the two things.
Well, that's
the,
cool.
The two things that are the main things of the game is basically like very smooth combat and just traversal on a hoverboard.
Yeah, short version. You're a cat on a hoverboard slicing unicorns.
And that's the thing that's supposed to feel good, and that's what the game offers. Thank you, William. lead audio.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's a game where it's super easy and fun to have fun and play the game. And if you want to, you can get really good at it, but at the same time, you don't have to be super experienced with hack and slash or skating.
See, that's the type of games I like. I don't have to have this incredible experience to enjoy it.
Action-driven, fun, easy to play, cool game.
It's stray but violent.
Just adorable things happening.
Caroline actually hit something really important there. We did a playthrough with a charity like 2 years ago. And one of the people that played it had never played a hack and slash, and they just loved it. And they said like it's baby's first hack and slash because it was so easy to actually play it. You didn't actually have to know it, but you still had a lot of fun with it. But like the main thing that we've always been striving for is just fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is definitely going on my wish
yeah,
list.
Sure, the game takes skill and all of that, but the main factor that we always ask ourselves, like, is it fun? And if it's not fun, we'll just not have it in the game.
And
That like the players amount of fun is the most important thing to us.
And we had experienced hack and slash players playing this game too, and they've had fun too. And
Yeah.
That's most important.
I feel like
to us.
the idea of it being fun is very obvious from the surface, with the bombast of it being unicorns.
Oh, there's a demo out, Cyber?
A cat as a main character.
Yeah,
That's a very
definitely gonna be trying that
visually
out.
Striking concept and a world. So, can you explain a little bit behind the inspiration of why a cat, why a unicorn, why a hoverboard? Like,
Yeah, why does the cat hate
what made
unicorns?
you decide on
That's what I
these
want to know.
things?
So basically, we've been doing this scary, serious game for years, and we really needed an outlet to do something fun, to do something that we felt like this is a crazy idea. Let's put it in there. And so Gory, the basic idea of Gory was born, and a cat because we love cats.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love cats?
Everybody loves cat.
And we came up with the idea
cute
of,
or
like,
die.
the ideal, the ultimate pet. What would that be that you can't get? Oh, that would be a unicorn, of course. Who doesn't want a unicorn as a
Running
pet?
for its life.
Perfect pet.
And then all of a sudden we had a cat also on a hoverboard because that was a really cool mechanic we had and we tested it. And now we have unicorn enemies. So it kind of just spiraled out of control there for a bit.
So we had fun with the idea, and a new idea was born from that idea, and then it just
I think my favorite memory is when we kind of like we were brainstorming how to spawn the enemies. In Devil May Cry, they are demons, so they just they kind of climb out of darkness from the ground. It's like they climb out of hell. That's really
was
cool.
really cool.
It's like, what do we do? And one of us had the idea that what if we do like gacha balls, from machines where you put like a coin in
corner.
it, and then you roll it and then it comes out. It's like, no, that's too crazy. And it's like, wait, I was still in the Absolov mode, and I was like, yeah, why the fuck not? Let's do that.
yeah.
So
they're
we just
toys.
had this teleporter eggs, which is basically teleporting high-tech gacha.
So the answer, in short, really is Gory is just a game made with no restraint whatsoever, because the shackles of serious Norse mythology infused horror sometimes can get a bit much to bear, right?
Hell yeah.
That summarizes
Very
pretty
well
well.
summarized.
Yeah.
Yes. That's it.
I suppose the main question a lot of people would be asking when they see a game like this is, what's the plot? What would players be doing to sort of, I guess, guide them through their unicorn slaughtered, bloodbath?
Let's see here. What have we given away? Because I don't want to spoil anything today. But basically, the world as we know have ended due to toys. We all knew it was going to happen sooner or later. Basically, there's a company called Cool Toys, and they made this Ultra Pet, which is the ultimate pet toy. It's alive, but it doesn't do the normal organic stuff like peeing and pooing and dying and those annoying things that you have to clean up after. So they made this it's a replicant. So the inspiration was Blade Runner with the replicants.
Blade Runner style.
People.
Nice.
So these are like fake pets.
Maybe
So
Matt
they
will
ended
play
up doing
this.
Pets that were similar to real pets, but they didn't sell them well. So they started doing these and these more like.
It is like a
fantasy
violent
things.
stray.
That was the big break.
Yeah.
Spread all over the world, and then bam, something happened that made them mutate and rebel against their human.
Oh, dang.
masters. And this is basically where the universe takes off. We have these mutated toys that in the apocalypse, and we have our hero and his friends, or our three heroes. It's Gory the cat, Frank the hoverboard, and then Chip the kind of little bit sad. He's an AI and became sentient, and because of that, sentience comes with sadness, as most of us know, in one form or another. So that's kind of his thing. While Frank is maybe not as sentient because he's just happy about everything. He's one of them characters, and we get to follow their path through this kind of hilariously apocalyptic world, while also trying to save their creator, Professor Y, which they assumed were dead, but she's not.
Hey, that's a nice little cliffhanger to end it on, to be completely honest. Angry Demon Studios, thank you very much for that comprehensive, although still frankly quite bizarre look into Gory, which we now know is just months away. Before we let you go, is there anywhere you'd like to send the people where they can find you, keep up to date with all things Angry Demon Studio?
Oh yeah, for sure. Go to gory.wtf is the website. So what the fuck?
What the
And
fuck?
you'll get all the info.
I love these people.
Find us
They're
on
so
Discord,
fun.
And when the game is released, please come join us.
And all links are, just as William said, available on gory.wtf. That's Gory what the fuck for all of you fans out there.
Like, they're just so
Thank you
laid
very
back
much,
and
guys.
chill. They're like, yeah, Gory, what the fuck?
Well, I don't know about you, Jake, but that was flipping awesome. Thank you, Angry Demon Gang. If you're feeling a bit of a curious cat and you can withstand the allergies, you can pre-order and wishlist on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox right now. Check out the links below, and you can also head to gory.wtf, what the fur.
Yeah, guys,
for
check it out.
details on everything that we
Check it
released
out.
today.
All right. Well, listen, I think it's about that time where we introduce who we are, why we're here, and a little bit about Wired. We've started with a bit of a cold open. To be completely honest, there's a lot of we've hit our sort of quota for cat jokes, by the way, so don't worry about that. I told you it was chock full of content, to be honest. In case you didn't know already, my name's Jake Lukowski, and this fine fellow here is Aaron. We've been running the Wired Unplugged podcast over the last few years and working closely with Wired. They've been really, really good to us. And do you know what? Like, in case you don't know who Wired are and the Wired Direct, what it's all about, Wired are like truly independent publisher, which is quite a rare thing these days, to be completely honest. You might know them from some of their stuff like Martha is Dead, Close to the Sun, and then the Falconeer Chronicles Bulwark. You might be a Bullock head, depends. It's a bit of a civil war in how you pronounce that. There's Deliver Us the Moon and Shaq Fu, which
Shaq Fu.
maybe That isn't in the notes. That's a bit of an ad lib there, to be honest.
No, listen. I'll be honest. We met Shaq. We spent a day with Shaq, and what a flipping beast! What a specimen!
What a specimen!
I watched him on Hot Ones smash those wings, and I was like, oof, man.
Yeah, like he tapped me, and I felt like I'd been hit by a train. That's all I'm gonna say. And then he brought me back to life because he killed me. I'm not even joking. There's video evidence out there. Go check out Wired on YouTube. It exists.
But actually, right now, let's stay right here because we've got something. We got a really, really move. We've got another trailer right now, and this is a brand new first look at something special. Let's run it.
Nightcrawlers. That's what the people in the city call us. The Thought Bureau describes my duty as roam. Compared to the number of midnight operations, we spend most of our time in other people's brains, listening to what you hear and watching what you see. April 30th, 1976. It's the 4th year since I joined Leviathan's Thought Bureau. It's taken me 8 whole years to finally discover who I am.
What is happening?
What happened to me?
Whoa. Yeah, I'd play this.
Am I?
Karma, The Dark World. It's on. Okay, it's on Steam.
Wow.
Right on Steam.
Okay, that looks absolutely incredible. I'm gonna have to get my board out. I'm gonna have little ropes.
Looks
going through
creepy.
pictures to try and decipher what's going on. But you're not gonna have to wait too much longer to learn more about Karma: The Dark World, as over the next coming months.
Wishlisted already?
there'll be
Good. It's
reveals
about to be on
and
mine.
coming about the game. But from today, Jake, you can wishlist on PC and PS5 right now. Also, if you want a tiny bit more information, you can go to karmadarkworld.com to sign up for more updates as we go on this mysterious journey together. Speaking of the game, if you're keen to know more, we have a nice video interview from Pollard Studio all the way from China.
Thank you for watching our trailer. I'm Lu Chen. I'm the executive producer.
I'm Yong He. I'm a creative director.
What happened to me?
Yeah, Karma, The Dark World is a psychological horror game with first-person narrative. We created a society under control of a company called Leviathan. The player is setting as an agent from this company. The daily work is using a special helmet to dive into people's brain to search their deep, deep memories. To
Oh, that's
collect the
crazy.
secret they want to hide, and also to find out what is the truth, what is going on. So there are gonna be two lines. One is reality, and the other one is like more magical, like dreams. It's very special. Polar Studio is based in Shanghai, China. We have 20 developers right now. and we have 5 to
Yeah, Twin Peaks. That's what it looked like,
15 years
right?
experience. We
The
are
curtains
focusing
and
on developing high
the
quality
flooring.
games with awesome art style and gripping narrative. Our passion is trying to provide players an audience with a unique experience which they never seen this in their life. We are not developing a game to scare the people. I would say although Karma is a horror game, but we focus more on the psychological aspect because we realize that sometimes the tense atmosphere will grab more attention, so it will also make them better into the game experience. The story is seems sadness, I would say, on the surface, but we don't want to limit the players too much because we know everyone has their opinions and feelings. We want people to share their and emotions to us.
所以在游戏一开始的时候，我们其实是希望可以去建立一套宇宙世界观，然后我们通过不同的作品来去传达不同的情感。所以卡玛的话是这个的第一部作品，然后它主要讲述的是寻找自我跟拯救他人的一个过程。那这款游戏的话，它其实探索了关于比如说像这种惨痛的爱情，或者是悲剧式的家庭，当然还有我们都知道这个扭曲的这个社会道德观，所以我们希望可以置身跟玩家在一起去一同体验整个毛骨悚然的这个游戏的旅程。那同时的话，我们也希望说玩家可以时刻沉浸在这个
mundane work
说是非常迷幻的这个整个乌托邦的这个世界当中。另外的话，其实我们所有人都特别希望说，当玩家完成了这个游戏，结束了这个游戏之后，他可以去思考说他如何去珍惜当下，他如何去珍惜他身边爱的人，去思考这些事情。
The Thought Bureau.
其实我们在做这款项目的时候，我们有过很多的灵感的参考，比如说来自于电视剧。
Oh, Al called it Twin Peaks.
相对宇宙。然后书籍的话有我们喜欢的1984，然后当然还有游戏的话是来自于生化奇兵。那我们团队的话，经常会一起大家呢去探索一些很有趣的话题性，比如说像是我们会聊，如果人们失去了隐私，如果一个 AI 控制了整个世界，如果我们去访问别人的记忆，或者是探索他的这个梦境又会是什么样子，就如果甚至有一款药物它可以去控制人们的情绪，又会变成什么样子。所有这些
I'm surprised like Paprika or something wasn't another inspiration.
这种紧密的连接，所有的这些呢，就是构建我们的这个灵感的来源。
If you enjoy our games, please put us in your wish list
and website. And
thank you for watching our trailer.
What happened to me?
Yeah, this definitely looks good.
Oh my.
Thanks to Polysh Studios for that look at Karma the Dark World. Now, back in 2019, all the way back in 2019, Wired partnered with the best Dutch export since the Street Waffle, Kaoken Interactive, to bring Deliver Us the Moon to the masses. And wow, it went down a storm. So much so that Kaoken pushed it to new heights and new levels, took it to what was then next gen. But one thing was always missing until now. They said it couldn't be done, kind of like going to the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, Deliver Us the Moon is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Don't believe us? See for yourself.
Well, let's see it.
Space.
Oh, he said it. He said space. That's what you say. He said the thing. Only on Switch, or?
Hey guys, Koen and Paul from Kaoken here, and we have something awesome to reveal. We've been listening to the community, and a lot of people have been requesting this. We are gonna be on Nintendo Switch with Deliver Us the Moon. It's actually a very big surprise because the team actually convinced both of us that we were able to do this, and
it was a surprise because they weren't sure if it can run on the Switch.
Players can take their whole travels to the moon and enjoy it just like everyone else did. For me, it's a miracle that it's on there. It's crazy to think that we now have a game on Nintendo. We enjoyed making this as well, again, because we made it with all the passion we always have for these games. And yeah, enjoy the travels to the moon.
Thank you, Kaoken. It's always lovely to have you along. If you want to stay up to date with Deliver Us the Moon coming to Switch, you can follow the social channels to stay up to date. Now, cast your mind back to 2022. We made a small little teasing announcement for a hotel management simulator game called Hotel Architect. And since then, we've kept the door shut. Well, now the time has come to check in.
Oh. I'm gonna be working at a hotel. Oh, I can make my hotel. This is cute. Yeah, this is a mini game. Paris. Early access coming soon. So far, I'm into all of these games.
Looks absolutely amazing. We are now joined by the mighty and wonderful Axel from Pathos Interactive. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
For the people who are checking in to Hotel Architect for the first time, how would you describe the game?
Yes, so Hotel Architect is a simulation tycoon game in which you build up hotels in various exciting locations all over the world. And I would say the game is all about letting your creativity loose as a godlike hotel entrepreneur.
Make a hotel with one shared bathroom. Just one bathroom in the whole thing.
Staff and guests in different ways to make them happy or miserable if that's what you want.
Oh, you could make them miserable.
It's a very sandboxy approach. And when it comes to visuals, as seen in the video, it's a top-down 3D game.
Just make like the worst hotel.
Colorful art style and a quirky, humoristic feel.
So, when you're playing, when you're testing the game out as you're making it, are you prone to making people happy or going the opposite end of the spectrum and causing absolute misery? What sort of person are you?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like it when it's kind of chaotic and making people, at least at some point, miserable, just to see how they
Just
react.
make everybody miserable.
Yeah, I mean, that probably comes from when I was a kid and played Sims. I mean, the funniest thing about Sims was to make the family miserable.
Yeah. Remove the ladders from the swimming pool.
Exactly, that's a classic one, yeah.
Ah, the joy, the joy. What else did you used to play when you were growing up that kind of inspired the direction of Hotel Architect, I guess?
I played a lot of like city builders and management games, strategy overall. But yeah, I guess my favorite game of all time would be Caesar 3. That's totally awesome game. And actually, there are quite a lot of similarities with Hotel
I think I'd have a lot of
Architect,
fun, like decorating everything and just creating it.
area planning and logistical chains and stuff like that. So even if it's more like small scale and modern business game, Hotel Architect, it's still got
Put like 1,000
still
hours
got
into it, like
some
Animal
classic
Crossing.
like city builders management games.
Amazing. So you've mentioned some of the similarities, but what are some of the things that set this game apart from other games within the genre?
Yes, I would say it's a mix of many different elements that creates our unique simulation and gameplay. But one thing we have in Hotel Architect, which is very rare in tycoon games, is the building system where all tiles and walls and items you place are built up manually by characters in the game. In other tycoon games, especially 3D ones, everything tend to just pop up instantly when you dragged out or placed it in a world. But when we designed this game, we thought it would add an extra layer of depth to have all construction stuff simulated as well, as these are
Yeah,
things
that's
that
cute too.
also may affect your hotel guests. I mean, just imagine if you get your wall smashed in while you lie in bed at night, or if someone
Someone's
comes in
hammering
and
right
starts
next
a
to
new
you.
shower while you're sitting on the toilet. You probably won't leave a very positive review when you're checking out from that hotel. So we really wanted to create an awesome simulation where characters react to basically everything that happens in their surroundings. Yeah, and this of course also makes it even more interesting to play around in our sandbox mode, where you can create your own crazy scenarios and see how everything plays out.
So speaking of the sandbox mode, what are some of the features of the game that people can play around with in that sandbox mode? What gets you like personally excited?
Yeah, so I mean, I like to build like crazy. You can actually zone different types of areas within one room. So if you want to, you can like place a
Make the
toilet
kitchen
just
have
next
no
to
ounce of
the
seasoning.
reception
So like
desk,
In and
or
Out.
have like the waste room just adjacent to it.
Okay, that was
So it's
mean.
fun.
Okay.
That's obviously not the like perfect
Like
way.
Canes.
chaos.
Canes too, yeah. Canes doesn't. But
It's chaos.
their chicken is
But
so juicy.
that's
And that sauce.
how I like to play it,
Hmm.
because this game should also be like fun to fail. You do have like objectives, and you need to complete some scenarios and
Sauce
locations
is boss.
around the world. But when you've done so, you have like unlocked the sandbox mode for that location, and you can play around however you want. But of course, as a hotel manager, you're also in charge of all finances. You get to choose every staff member in your hotel, and they all differ in experience and attributes. You get to create your restaurant menu, and overall, you have
Pea
to
soup.
like make sure your hotels offer such
Give everybody pea soup.
services and activities that your targeted guest group wants.
You mentioned that you can create your own menu, and obviously you can build locations all around the world. Does local cuisine feature?
Yeah, we actually plan to have like one unlockable meal or dish per location. So yeah, that's for sure in the game.
Amazing. I love me some good grub.
It should be like
Especially
Cult of
if
Lamb, where you can make them eat
experience. You
poop.
go to a hotel, there's something that you've never seen
Yeah.
before on a menu. Like, for example, go to Amsterdam. It's like, yes, I will have the bitterballen. But I digress. So, for
Poop
those
soup.
who have never experienced a Pathos interactive joint before, what can you tell us about the studio and the team that are working on this?
Yeah, so Pathos Interactive.
I just want you to know that's Matt. Matt is modding and he's the one chatting.
To two brothers, Christopher and Alexander Anderson, about 9 years ago now. We are now 5 developers in the team, and Pathos is focusing on strategy games, but in a quite broad sense. Our previous game was a competitive real-time strategy game called Bannerman, and that was very much a passion project since everyone in the team grew up with classics like StarCraft, Age of Empires, and City Builders, and we wanted to contribute with a fresh game in that genre. But our current project, Hotel Architect, definitely derives from passion as well. As I mentioned, I'm a fan of simulation games and city builders.
Matt's jealous of this guy's looks.
So yeah, it's like we are creating the games we love and want to play ourselves.
For a moment there, I thought you was going to say, I myself am a hotelier, and I own much land and many establishments. But
Unfortunately not.
We all wish. One final question before we get to the end of this. What was the moment that made the five of you go, yes, Hotel Architect is what we're making? Like, did you all go on like many hotel trips together?
Matt's saying some wild stuff over here.
And look at all their finances and stuff like that. What was the exciting twig that got you all? Yes, for legal reasons.
If you did, don't admit to that.
Sure. No, but actually, it was Christopher, as I mentioned. He was on a trip with Jonathan, another developer, and when they were at the hotel, they realized, okay, there are so many things that can like go wrong in a hotel, and there are so many like logistical chains and so many parameters that have to just.
Did any of them get their walls smashed in while they're trying to?
You know, I like that they give in-depth like discussions on like all these games.
They experience a lot of like.
Because a lot of the times they show a trailer and it's like, all right, that's it. Good luck. Good luck trying to figure out what it is and what exactly we want to, emphasize.
We looked around a bit, obviously, to see what games already exist. I mean, because there are many great games out there already. But we thought it was a good fit, also for our team with our background, so we just went all in.
Amazing. So finally, what can players expect from Hotel Architect moving forward? What have they got to look forward to?
They can expect a vibrant and amusing, sometimes chaotic simulation game, but with mechanics that allow you to experiment and play around with different strategies. You will actually start off in Gothenburg, my hometown in Sweden, with the objective to build a hotel suitable for backpackers and sporties. And that's basically how the game is designed. You unlock a new location with some kind of challenge or scenario, and then when you completed that scenario, you unlock a new location and also the sandbox mode for the location you just played.
Oh, that's cool.
But
I like
also,
objectives
finally,
too.
You can expect Hotel Architect to be released later this year as early access, and we are so excited at this point.
Oh, hey Marco, what's up? Thanks for stopping by.
That will be part of the release version.
Appreciate you.
Implementing the final major features, and it's so nice to see all things come together so well. And we can't wait to share this with all gamers out there.
We can't wait either. Thanks for joining us. Let's crack on.
Unemotional.
So that was Hotel Architect, and we can't wait to share more with you as the year goes on. There's already an early access roadmap that you can check out. Remember, you can wishlist the game on PC. And if you're watching this live, then check out the chat and you can join a Discord and stay up to date with all things Hotel Architect.
Now, usually in these things, you come to the adverts where people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for 10 seconds of fame. However, we're doing things a tiny bit differently this time, Jake. As people may well know, we are big supporters of Safe in Our World, a video game mental health charity, which brings comfort to people who not only play our games, but also make our games as well. So we're going to hand off to our wonderful friends at Safe in Our World to tell you a bit about what they're up to.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Safe in Our World is the global mental health charity for the video games industry and its gamers. The main goal of the charity is to create and foster worldwide mental health awareness within the video games industry and beyond, to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental health, make it a natural topic of conversation, and empower people to reach out for help if they need it.
Yeah, that's great.
The charity was launched on the 10th of October 2019 on World Mental Health Day and has since then grown at a fast rate. As part of the launch, a poignant game called Fractured Minds was released across all platforms globally to support the charity. The game was made by an aspiring developer, Emily Mitchell, who entered a game development competition and subsequently won BAFTA's Young Game Designer Award in 2017.
That's what's up.
The game was made by herself and focused on her personal journey through different forms of mental health, from anxiety to depression to claustrophobia. Fractured Minds created these feelings in every scene. If you haven't played it already, I really urge you to. It is a wonderful but emotional journey. Ever since inception, it has always been a goal of the charity to organise an event where aspiring game developers have the opportunity to create games around the topic of mental health. So, I'm excited to say that today we are announcing the launch of the first ever Safe in Our World Mental Health Game Dev Champions event. As we now know, the charity was launched on the eve of a pandemic, which I actually think was pretty good timing. There were many dark days for many of us during that time, and I don't think we'll ever truly know the impact of that time. But if there is one legacy that COVID has left, it's that perhaps people are now talking about their mental health more. So that's the theme of the competition. We want to continue this vital conversation and encourage people to express what they went through and how they felt by making a game that means something to them, like Fractured Minds meant to Emily Mitchell. Registration is open from today until the end of May, and you can find all the details on our website of how to get involved. So just visit www.safeinourworld.org, and the official start date will be the 1st of June. There will be categories for both solo devs and small teams, and a host of awards and wonderful prizes, including a showcase of all the winning games. So please take part and please share your story. Safe in Our World has already helped hundreds of thousands of people around the world, and with your support we can help many more. Please help us spread the word and make stigma around mental health a thing of the past. So I just want to say a massive thank you to all the partners that has made this event possible, and good luck to everybody.
So thank you to Safe in Our World. And great news for you fans of iridescent blobs out there. Lumo, the Master Moat Chronicles, back in 2022, launched with its meditative mix of puzzly platforming, and it came out on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, the Switch, the PC. But there's a whole new slew of consoles out there, and so to make sure that you can enjoy that relaxing mix of Lava Lamp-esque gameplay on every high-definition console there is, well, there's going to be a free upgrade later this year. On top of that, though, there is a fully playable co-op mode being added as well. So keep an eye out for more
co-op
information
mode.
all about that soon.
Aw, I want to be the green one. Squish. This is a couple game, yeah. And it's a puzzle game. We both enjoy puzzles. I think we would like this one. I'd get this. I'm adding it to my wish list.
Now, Jake, I don't know if you remember, the last time we did a Wire Direct, we were all in lockdown.
Right.
Everyone was working from home. We had just transitioned to trying to find this new way to communicate across borders because we weren't sharing an office anymore. And none of that came into a fascinating spark of insight than Leo being trapped in Italy. Now, he had a very interesting experience while he was over there doing some work on his family's land, shall we say. And it's kind of sparked something, a pretty juicy idea.
A lot of exclusive reveals. He's just floating. Oh, it's a VR. Oh, okay.
All right, that was your very first look at Dig VR. And to learn a little bit more about the game, we're joined by Ben from Just Add Water and Leo Zulo, the MD from Wired, who got a bit of a bit like Thanos. He got a bit of an introduction before the trailer, and we teased the story of how Dig VR came to be. Actually, so I think it might be a great idea to hear directly. So Ben, Leo, welcome. We just saw Dig VR, and we heard that it was something to do with a wall, an Italian estate, and lockdown. So Leo, would you like to talk about how this became such an origin story?
Yeah, happy to. So basically, February 2020, lockdown hadn't happened yet, but COVID was just rearing its ugly head. We'd just been to PAX in February, and it was obviously the last PAX, but it was probably the best PAX ever. Came back from PAX, was feeling a little bit ropey, had to go to Italy to look after my dad, because I used to go every sort of 2-3 weeks just to keep an eye on him. Got to Italy a couple of days after PAX, came down with a cold, and it was a normal, innocent cold, and I'm like coughing and spluttering, but it's a cold, and all my relatives over there are thinking, you're going to kill us, and I'm like, no, I'm not, it's just a bloody cold. Anyway, a couple of days later, the cold went away, and it wasn't COVID. And I phoned up the office and said, right, I'm coming back to the UK. And they said, no one wants you back. So I'm like, what do you mean no one wants me back? I'm the fucking MD. And they're like, no, if everyone comes back, if you come back, they're all going to mutiny. So I was sitting in a countryside farmhouse, and my window to my left was overlooking the Tuscan Hills. And I'm looking at my screen at the people in the office, and I thought, you know what, fuck this, I'm staying here. So I stayed in Italy.
This is the type of banter I like to hear, you know, instead of like the awkward, you know, conversations and jokes and like the bigger showcases.
There was this long wall about 50 meters long, and it was looking a bit sorry for itself. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to borrow my cousin's digger, my cousin's tractor, go up to it and take it down. I mean, what could go wrong? So in a tractor, starting to smash the wall, and obviously it was the wrong tool for the job. So I hired a digger, and obviously, you know, health and safety aside, they dropped off the digger and said, can you use a digger? Yeah, of course I can, you know what I mean? And they gave us the keys. So I'm in a digger with the two controllers, and I'm like, you know, up, down, forward, jumping. Fucking hell, this is not working. And I'm smashing this fucking wall. And you know, after quite a few failed attempts, I finally got into the groove of using the two controllers, and then every now and again lost the controls, because it's one of those kind of learning things. And I had this kind of eureka moment. I thought, you know what, this is almost exactly like you're in a game and you're boarded in and you're learning the controls. And then I thought about it, and I thought the two controls are almost identical to VR, and imagine what this would be like in VR. So I'm like, the idea sort of stuck. So I came back to the UK after many months, when COVID was almost gone, and mentioned it to some of my teammates, and they said, yeah, good idea. And then I had a moment when I had a lunch with Joel Benton, wonderful man, who is part of Just Add Water, and I was telling him my story, and he goes, you know what, I've got a team that can make this, and I went, oh really? So he went off to his team, and they said, yeah, no, we can make it, and together we came up with a pitch and presented it to Meta, and all of a sudden 2 years later, you know, we have Dig VR. So those ideas of you know, these games coming from silly ideas, you know, they sometimes do.
Yeah, and so that's a fantastic story. And you mentioned Just Add Water, and of course we're also joined with Ben here from Just Add Water. So Ben, I assume that you're taking some responsibility for this game.
Taking no responsibility. No, yeah, it was interesting. Obviously, when we first had the meeting with Leo and the rest of his team, and they kind of pitched the grand idea at the top of it's a digging game, and that was kind of the overarching thing. And then we needed to fill in the rest of that gap between it's a digging game and game, you know. So it's like, what can we do with it? And funnily enough, I was at the time on the call. I was sat in my lounge and just looking out the window, and someone opposite was having their driveway dug up at the same time. So they had like a little mini digger, and they had like this little breaker attachment on, which is this like massive piston thing that like hammers the ground. So they were breaking up the driveway, and I was kind of like zoning in and out of talking to these guys and watching this digger, and they were breaking the driveway, and I saw they like detached it, and then they attached a bucket on, and they started doing something else, and they found a root, and they were like, oh no, let's take this bucket off and put this other like saw on, and we'll do the root. And then I was just kind of like, well, why don't we, rather than, because we were going to have loads of different machines and things like this, and I was like, well, why don't we just kind of do what they're doing, right, and have just focus on diggers, but have loads of interchangeable tool heads, right? So we can change out different tool heads, you can do different tasks, make it very gamey, make it very fun, and it kind of just evolved from there. I think Leo was on board with that idea at the start. If he's not, he is now. But
yeah, I mean, it was a good collaboration. I mean, the guys took the idea and fleshed it out. To be fair, but I mean, the core point of the game is it just had to remain true to that feeling of sitting in a digger. So if you've been in a digger, it perfectly recreates that feeling. If you've never been in a digger, it gives you that feeling to makes you want to actually be in a real digger. So
now I kind of want to be in a digger. I don't know.
With a massive game component. So
let's try it. See how that works.
There's lots of variety to make it simple so that it's actually a game. So it's a sim but game. So it's a really unique hybrid, but the controls are spot on.
I think it's like we're describing it as sim light, right? It's sim light, authentic controls, but with a like arcadey twist. So there's a lot of things.
Dig a hole, yeah. Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel.
You use it to play hook a duck. You use it on a ball pit, in a big digger though, in like a kid's ball pit, right? So again, we wanted to not do that kind of traditional, hardcore heavy sim, because it's not. That's not what it is. And again, the platform doesn't really kind of allow that kind of uber physics, uber sim. So we had to focus on like really enjoyable gameplay, but whilst keeping that sense of authentic controls and nailing that right, because it's hard to master. Easy to kind of learn the controls, but really hard to master. And then when it clicks, you get in that flow state, right? And you just kind of, you just zone out and you dig in the dirt and zoning out. So we wanted to tap into that. So we have kind of mashed a lot together to try and make it appeal to more than just the hardcore, digger or excavator fans. We really wanted to broaden that appeal.
Personally, I'm so happy that this is happening because I remember, I think it wasn't too far coming out of lockdown where you were allowed to go out again. And I met Leo and Jason in Woking to catch up and say hello. And Leo was like, do you want to see our new game? I was like, okay. And just shows me videos of him on a digger. And I'm like, yeah, that's you on a digger. And it's like, no. This is our new game. I was like, okay. So I'm so happy that this chat is happening and that it exists and that you found a way to make it such a... you've managed to gamify it in such a fun, cool way.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good. I mean, it was, sometimes the penny drops and something feels right, and you question why hasn't this been done before? And I'm kind of glad it hasn't because we kind of got in there, but through something real, and a game's come from it, but the connection between the two, I think, is what's going to push it forward. It really does feel like you're in a digger, and if you've ever been on a digger, it's a big boy's toy for everyone, but it just feels so good. I do want to. I mean, there are some, Meta. I've got to thank the Meta team because they 100% got into the idea. Spoke to their team and they were like, yeah, I've been on a digger, I know what it's like. My boy's been on a digger, I know what it's like. I really like this.
Everybody's super into it.
I mean, Joel, he completely got the idea. The Just Add Water team completely got it. So this has been a true collaboration where everyone's just thrown in, all their sort of passion and all their, it's a game. It's a game. Obviously, it's a game. It's just a bit of a simulation, but there's a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion, and it's very, very, very personal. So for me personally, it's I've still got some of my dad's sort of voice in the back when I'm mashing up this wall saying, what the fuck are you doing, boy? You know what I mean? So, I mean? I've got, bless him.
Those are the best kind of indie games, though, when it's so personal to the person making it.
Everyone that's had those sort of moments. So, Yeah, we've got to make people proud with this one. Well, I mean, as of probably 3, 2, 1 now, the meta page is live if we've timed it really well. So if you type in Dig VR on the Meta store or the Meta page website, you should be able to go to there and wishlist it. Pre-orders are not ready yet, but you should be able to wishlist it.
Yeah, passion projects.
Will be live and all the
I want to support people who are excited about their own game, you know?
To promote this. So stay tuned, watch this space, wishlist it, tell your friends, and yeah, this game is going to be a lot of fun.
Mr. Floaty over there.
So, now for something a little bit different. Now, as most of you might know, Bulwark the Falconeer Chronicles released on March 26th to much critical acclaim, made by solo developer Thomas Seller. What a legend. What magnificent hair. What magnificent style and fashion. It's great. But has Thomas been taking any time off since launch? The answer is no.
The Free House remnant, I presume. The Orthodoxy holds the power to increase your settlements.
We represent the bannerless on this day, and they have deemed you unworthy of further fighting.
Unworthy.
Oberon's gate remain. We can import.
What is this? There's like pterodactyls and stuff.
Our lost kin. This is a great day.
That's right, new DLC is on the way for Bulwark the Falconeer Chronicles. Make sure you can pick up Bulwark to get yourself up to date with the base game, and keep an eye on Thomas's development progress on Twitter or X or whatever it's called now. Right,
I still call it Twitter.
On Thursday, we're taking, well, gamers to the laundrette, not for the reason that you might first think. Arcade Paradise VR launches on MetaQuest this week, and we thought, why keep you waiting just a few days for the launch trailer? And not just that, there's a QR code on screen right now, and if you're watching it live, good news, because the first 1,000 people to check it out...
Get it, guys. Get it, get it, get it.
...of the Arcade Paradise soundtrack. Is it... What's the price of it? Priceless. That's what it is. It's priceless, and it could be yours. Got it? Got it. And with that, let's take a look a couple of days early at this trailer for Arcade Paradise in VR.
Yes. I wanna go to arcade.
So, you know, some classic arcade sim management simulating.
Let's play.
It looks so nice. Gotta go fast. Yeah.
Right? This is like YoVG stream. Just hanging out in an arcade like the good old days, huh?
He never misses. Oh wow, yeah, that's definitely a stain.
Ew. Ew, you got a clean poop.
Arcades. That was amazing. This guy really enjoyed that a little too much.
Whoa! Let's do it. Whoa, look at this place. This is insanely cool. It's getting better and better.
39 playable cabinets.
It's what we do in these streets when you gotta pick up the cash.
All of the arcade games are great. This is so good.
Oh, where's my car?
This is the coolest Quest release I've played so far this year.
Oh wait, what?
What?
You're seeing my new
You can bring VR into reality.
Mental. I just found an arcade machine in my room. Well, dope. I guess I can just play games in here.
April 25th. Complete with jukebox.
You ain't the king of jack. Babylon brain stuck on the track. Right on the course, revealing all that you lack. Here's a fact. Rip through the illusion, you might find a clue inside your
Dang, this song getting it.
So the Wired Steam sale is going to be featuring some of the latest and greatest games from Wired, as well as some of the classics from the attic you might not have checked out the first time round. Hey, but listen, we tried to keep this as full of content as we could, but what's a presentation if you're watching it without one more thing?
One more thing, guys. One more. So cryptic.
So there you have it. That was Wired Direct 2024. Did we deliver? Tons of gameplay, loads of interviews.
I think they did deliver.
And that's not it. Me and Aaron are going to go and have a well-deserved cup of tea now. And as we disappear, you can watch some pure, unadulterated gameplay of all the games mentioned. Well, all the games we're allowed to show at least at the Wired Direct right after this. And if you're watching this live, stick around in the sidebar. You'll be able to see all the information about all of the games that are featured today, as well as lots more. Like we mentioned, there's a Steam sale right now if you want to get yourself familiar with some of the previous titles. And for everything upcoming, make sure to wishlist. As we mentioned, all of the links are right there. Just wishlist, check out the games there. You can pre-order some places. You can wishlist it. Some you can buy in just a few days, like Arcade Paradise VR. I hope you had a really nice time. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a really wonderful rest of the week. Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right, everybody, that was it. Gameplay in 56 seconds. That was fun. Let me see if I can minimize that real quick. All right, well, thank you guys for joining me. That was a lot of fun. A lot of great games. I think I was into like every game that they showed. But I loved that they had like a lot of discussion about their games instead of like, here's a trailer, next one, let's keep pumping them out, you know, one after the other. But I really dug it. It was super chill. Like, it was just like you're hanging out with your friends talking about games, you know. But thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you everyone, you know, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, you know. Ring the bell. Yeah. But thank you. Bye. I'll see ya. Let's end this. Let's end this shit.